What is up, comic book fans, and happy new comic book day eve? And you know, that means it's time for Fanlight Zone Presents New Comic Book Day Kickoff for New Comic Book Day of January 28th of 2026. I am your host. My name is Rich. I'm the executive producer over at Fanlight Zone, and we are going to have a real fun ride talking about the comic books that are hitting your store this week. Of course, before we get there, let's dive in and do a little bit of shameless plugs because the place that powers this all is fanlightzone.com. Make sure you head over to fanlightzone.com on New Comic Book Day because every Wednesday at 9 a.m., all of our New Comic Book Day reviews drop on the website. You're not going to want to miss those. While you're there, find out what all the social media links are because every hour we have a new comic book day review going up on the social medias. It's actually on the half hour, so 9:30, starting at 9:30 a.m., then 10:30, and so on and so forth. And you're not going to miss those. Those are on all the social medias, including YouTube Shorts. And of course, if you are watching this video, that means you are already on the YouTube channel. So make sure you smash that subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications so you know whenever we go live or whenever a new video comes out. And of course, hit that thumbs up to let the bosses know. Actually, it's not even the bosses, just to let YouTube and the algorithm know that you want more content from Fanlight Zone and fanlightzone.com. Of course, that's the business part of the way. Now we just need to lay the ground rules because I like to remind everybody this. If you've been watching since we launched, thank you so much. If you're new, thank you so much as well. But here's the ground rules of how the new Comic Book Day kickoff show works. First and foremost, we will only be talking about books that are being released on January 28th of 2026. So we're not going to talk about any older books. We're not going to be talking about trade paperbacks. We're not going to be talking about anything that, obviously, I know shout outs to our friends over at Comixology. Their book is already out, Exorcism Island #4. Go to Comixology, check that out. If you want to know more about it, fanlightzone.com. I have a full review of that book there and more. So all of that stuff is off the table. Just the new comic books that are coming out to the shops and hitting the stores, so the shop's shelves, if you will, on January 28th. So there's that. Secondly, this is a pull list of sorts. This is myself and the fanlightzone.com comic book team. We get together and we decide what books we are picking for the week. And with that being said, we aren't choosing every book or else this would be an even longer video. So there might be books that you like or you're looking forward to that are missing from this. And once again, this isn't saying that those books are bad. Some of the books that I like can't make the list because other books are making this pull list. So here's where it gets cool. In the comments, drop what you're reading. I really want to know. As a comic book fan, I'm always looking for new stuff to read. So turn me on to something. Let me know what I should read, and it might make a future pull list if we get voted on. So that's the great way to do it. Also, in those comments, you can interact with each other. That's a great way to find out new books. That's part of this show. Part of this show is us sharing books with you that we're on our pull list that you may or may not know about that hopefully you check out. And hopefully, due to the comments, you guys can do the same. And this is going to be amazing. It's a community, and we want to thrive on that community. But this list is not an order of any kind of ranking system. This list is not saying one thing is better than the other. This is just a pull list of things that we at fanlightzone.com like, myself and the team. So we want to hear from you because listen, if you've been watching this show as it's been going on or you watch my reviews, everybody knows I love independent comics and they know I love horror comics. So if you have any of those in particular, drop those links because I really, really want to see what you guys are reading out there. That also brings me to the next point. Because we want some interaction between us, keep it tasteful. Please don't insult anybody in the comments, whether it's myself or any of the Fanlight Zone guys or even other commenters. This is a good place to do a conversation. We want to get your voice and we want to hear from you. But that doesn't mean just because you like something and somebody else doesn't, that doesn't make them less than, or it doesn't make it less than, and vice versa. So be understanding. This is a good place to just come find out what you may or may not like. And trust me, you're going to enjoy those interactions because, hey, that's the best part about going to the LCS even, is interacting with other people and finding out what they are reading. I'm going to circle back to this real quick. This is not in any order. We do start with the indies. We move into the big two, which would be Marvel and DC, before finishing on the team's pick of the week. So each member of the team, 4 of us, we have a pick of the week. And so with that being said, once again, they're not ranked. They're just our pick of the week. It might not even be my highest rated book of the week. It's just my favorite of the week. Same with the rest of the team. And that goes for everything else on the list. So once again, Let's avoid all the hassles, all the problems. Let's enjoy, let's learn about some new comic books. And of course, like I said, all of the things that I am talking about today are either going to be reviewed in written form on fanlightstzone.com starting at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning, or you will be able to find the review in video form on one of the social medias starting at 9:30 a.m. Wednesday morning, New Comic Book Day. So without further ado, let's start talking about New Comic Book Day, January 28th of 2026. And first up, like I said, in no particular order, we do have a double shot of Skybound this week. So we're going to start with that. And the first one up I'm going to talk about is G.I. Joe number 18, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Marco Fedora. Skybound Entertainment Image Comics are the publisher, and this is a strong member of the Energon universe. And on top of all of this, this is the first issue coming out of the Dreadnought Wars, which were tremendous. And now we are going to find out the aftermath of said Dreadnought Wars. Speaking of the Dreadnought Wars, we have everything going on with Duke and being bailed out by a Transformer. We all know how he feels about the Transformers. And then on top of that, we have Cobra, originally turning on Cobra Commander, now accepting him back. So where is everything standing with them? Well, we're starting to figure all of that out. Plus, we are getting the debut of Roadblock, one of the most beloved G.I. Joes out there. So this cannot go any better. The issue is great. I know Ken M, the editor-in-chief, is doing the written review for this. I am also doing a video review for this. So it is really good. We love the Energon universe and everything they're doing, and G.I. Joe has just been knocking it out of the park. Joshua Williamson absolutely killing it. And I can promise you this is not the last time you're going to see his name on the list this week. Also this week, the Energon universe has Void Rivals coming out. Did not make the poll list. Just throwing it out there. Void Rivals is out. Void Rivals number 26. So 2 Energon books this week. But Skybound, I did promise you, made the list. But we're leaving the Energon universe and entering the universe of Invincible. And that's right, Capes number 3, written by Robert Kirkman, art by Mark Englert, Skybound Entertainment Image Comics, once again on the publishing. And oh man, if you, first and foremost, if you're not reading Capes, if you're a fan of Invincible, you should be reading Capes because it is a spinoff of that. But I will say it up front, viewer, or in this case, reader discretion advised, because it is more of an adult book. This issue is just ramping things up, telling us all about the Capes team, all about how the business is ran. We get to see the heroes behind the curtain, if you will, when they're at home, then they're doing other things. And on top of this, we get a really badass fight in this issue. And I mean real badass fight. There is blood, there is gore, and there is unaliving happening. Ooh. And the bigger thing is the twist, because who's behind this attack? You won't see it coming. And the reason behind the attack is even more interesting, because it is something that you don't normally deal with. Usually it's world domination or wanting to get back at somebody. Not this time. It's an interesting one. It's a great book. If you haven't been reading Capes and you're a fan of Invincible, I suggest this highly. And trust me, you will not regret it. I'm going to now jump over to the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that is right. TMNT Casey Jones, number 4, is out. Alex Packendall and Amanke Napon is your artist. IDW Publishing is your publisher. And oh man, the Turtles universe is always buzzing, but Casey Jones is one of the better issues and sagas coming out of said Turtles universe. And basically, as we go through and we get to see these really cool things happening, our fretless hero, Casey Jones, is now trying to help save Mutant Town from a anti-mutant I want to say group man who is trying to turn, it into like a surviving the game situation with mutants. They're trying to uncover this and unravel this and save some lives. And Casey Jones will not give up. He is going to keep moving forward with his head down, because let's be honest, it is Casey Jones at the end of the day, and we would not expect any less from Casey Jones. But this has been a really good book. It's been a really good series. It's been a lot of cool stuff going on. So you're going to want to check this out. Up next, we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about a book that's a special this month, Bug Wars, the Spider Witch special number 1, written by Jason Aaron and written and art by Muhammad Ashraf. And then we have art by Baldomir Rivas and David Messina. Image Comics is the publisher, and this is a book that is taking place between Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Bug Wars. If you did not read Bug Wars, tremendous book. It is a book where you have, it's Mad Max meets bugs. I always said it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Mad Max, and it is violent. It is good. It is what you expect from Jason Aaron. And this is no different. This is a great book. It's 3 stories that kind of take place. One of them is in the past. One of them is taking place in between the story. Actually, 2 of them are taking place in between the story to kind of give you an in-between Volume 1s and Volume 2, which will be launching later this year. If you were not a fan of Bug Wars, you need to jump on. It was such a good book. I do suggest it highly. The trade paperback is out now. As a matter of fact, I have it somewhere on my desk. I got it as a gift from Ken M., our editor-in-chief, for a Christmas gift. Tremendous book, and you're not going to want to miss this special. It will bridge the gap between Volume 1 and the upcoming Volume 2. So definitely check that out this week at the LCS. Next up, in the last of the indies, is going to be Harley Quinn X Elvira #4, Jimmy Palmiotti on the writing, Amanda Khan on the writing and the art, and of course Juan Samu on the art as well. Dynamite Entertainment in partnership with DC Comics. This is the crossover mix-up you did not know you needed, but you absolutely need in your life. Of course, Harley Quinn and Elvira teaming up together. You get all the raunchy comedy that you can handle, but they are currently on the run from a man that they tried to get rid of, if you will. And that run has taken them to Count Dracula's castle in Transylvania. The brides of Count Dracula are not happy that they're there. The Wolfman, however, is very happy they are there. In hilarity and fun hijinks ensue. This is a super fun book. And it is a great crossover. You are getting the best of both worlds. They're doing really good things here at Dynamite with this one. DC Comics is awesome for letting them use Harley Quinn for this purpose, because trust me, this is a real great book to check out if you want to have some fun. Once again, I would say reader/viewer discretion advised. There is a little bit more of an adult tone to this one, but still super good. You're going to you want to make sure you check this out and grab a copy at the LCS when you're out this week. Trust me, you will not regret it. Let's kick on over to DC Comics. Of course, here it comes. Detective Comics number 1105. Tom Taylor on the writing, and the art team is Mikkel Janin, Norm Rapmund, and Wayne Foucher. DC Comics is the publisher, of course, as I already mentioned. Editor-in-chief Ken M. says Detective Comics 1105, one of the best Bat stories that more people need to be talking about. This one is solid. Basically Batman, he's mad as hell. You can see it right there on the list. You can't get any better than this. Detective Comics running strong. The preliminary, Batman universe based out of it. Once again, if Ken M says read it, I say you probably should be reading it as well. Let's fast forward to another pick from DC Comics, and that is in the Absolute line, Absolute Martian Manhunter #8, written by Dennis Camp. Art by Javier Rodriguez. DC Comics once again. And Martian Manhunter has been one of those books that has just been tearing it up. And this one, in this issue is no different. Dennis Camp won Writer of the Year on our award show for a reason, because everything he's touching, I swear, is turning to gold. And there's no difference here in Martian Manhunter. Check it out if you want a really good story. Ken M. set of Martian Manhunter #8 continues its second arc with a mind-blowing issue. Once again, take it from the editor-in-chief. You're going to want to check that out. I promise you something big is happening there. Next up, we're going to go over to Marvel and Marvel Comics. And the first Marvel comic book we are talking about is The Punisher, Red Band #5, written by Ben Piercy, Julius Oda on the art. And you know what? The Punisher's in this old school standoff. You can see him there. Kingpin's on one side of him. He's fighting against these forces that look like the strings are being pulled by the Kingpin, or is there more to it? The Punisher Red Band book, Ben Piercy is doing such a phenomenal job. Right now, the Punisher universe has been very good in Marvel Comics. We have a few different ones with Daredevil and Punisher Red Band, amongst a few others. And I can't stress it enough. It's a book that I review, so you're going to want to check out. My full review will be up tomorrow on fanlatezone.com. And trust me, it is one that you're not going to want to miss. Moving right along, speaking of ones you don't want to miss, we have a #1 from Marvel coming out. That's right, Iron Man #1, written by Joshua Williamson, art by Carmen Canaro. This book right here is what we found out the mic drop moment during Marvel's Next Big Thing panel at New York Comic Con, that Joshua Williamson would be working for Marvel Comics and writing a brand new Iron Man. The day is upon us. Ken M says this story is great, and he says that if you liked the Avengers, the RDJ version of Tony Stark, this should be right up your alley. I don't want to give too much away. Go check it out for sure. It is a #1, so obviously the perfect time to jump on. And Joshua Williamson, let's be honest, Joshua Williamson, one of the best doing it out there right now in all of comics. All right, now we are finally time to get to the pick of the weeks for each member of the FanlightZone.com comic book team. We are going to start with our video reviewer, Joey from So Wizard Podcast. His pick this week is Conan the Barbarian, #28. Jim Zub on the writing, Fernando de Ganino on the art. Titan Comics is your publisher. This is finishing up a story arc where the king has gone mad and Conan has got to save the day. This is the finale of a story arc. We're going to be going into a new story arc starting next month. The Conan the Barbarian line has been very good from Titan Comics. Joey puts it over every month. This is not the first time we've had it even on this show since this show launched, where it was his pick of the week. So trust, if you trust him and you like his views when he does his video reviews on the Fanlight Zone social medias, make sure you check out Conan, because it's probably going to be for you. Let's move on to the Padawan himself, Josh. And he has got an interesting book, of course, from Marvel. And if you know him, it's actually not a surprise. It is the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. Saladin Ahmed is your writer. Federico Vincentini is your writer. Marvel Comics is your publisher, of course. And man, Spider-Man has got a new apprentice, if you will, under his wing, a speedster named Rapid. But Screwball is throwing a screwball into the plans, as he is going to be doing some crime. So now Spider-Man and his new apprentice, if you will, in Rapid, have to stop Screwball. The annuals are always a lot of fun here. Good restart, good part of the, and I shouldn't even say restart, but good like addition to the story, kind of like the in-betweens. And they're doing a great job here with the Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 as well. Let's move on to the editor-in-chief of FanlightZone.com, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ken M. And his pick for this week, and no surprise to any of us at all, is Absolute Batman #16, written by Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragata. DC Comics is your publisher. And oh boy, this is the second part of the 2-part crossover with Absolute Wonder Woman. And oh, it's Wrecking Face. And of course, this is amongst the news that next month's Absolute Batman #17 has got the debut of Absolute Poison Ivy. So there's a lot here on the line. There's things teasing in. Ken M says that it really continues the story well. Absolute Batman, one of the best comics on the shelves, bar none. And if you're not reading it, make sure you guys give it a shot. Pick up a copy. Good driving on point be now 17 anytime. Actually, you could just pick this up and read it whenever. I've been enjoying the Absolute Batman series. I've been enjoying the entire Absolute line. But yeah, Absolute Batman, tremendous. Check it out, especially since it's got the stamp of approval from the EIC of Fanlight Zone. And last but certainly not least would be my pick of the week. You heard me say it earlier. I love the indies. This is not a horror comic though, but I do love the indies. And my pick of the week goes to another thing that I love, because as you know, I host a wrestling show here on the Fanlight YouTube channel. Of course, that would be 607 TWS, The Wrestling Show, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hey, when I got a writer that I really love in Kyle Starks, I got pro wrestling, which I really love. And of course, if I'm doing this, I really love comics. You knew it was going to be a home run when you have Wrestle Heist #2, Kyle Stars on the art and the writing. Image Comics is your publisher. And if you did not read Wrestle Heist #1, oh, you should go back, get that copy, read it, get this. This is a fun book. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, Kyle Starks hits a home run. If you're a wrestling fan, you're going to notice that there is a parody of a lot of wrestlers and kind of different wrestlers. If you saw there, the guy on the cover, Gravedigger, kind of reminds you of Undertaker a little bit. I mean, even Buddy Hansen, the slimy promoter, kind of looks a little bit about like Paul E. Dangerously or Paul Heyman, the wise man, the Oracle. But with that being said, really cool stuff going on in this book. It's a lot of fun, even if you're not a wrestling fan. The fact that the cartoonish art style and the cartoonish nature of pro wrestling lends itself to comics is great. Sterling Sharp, who is a former, should have been world champion, gets injured because of Buddy Hansen in issue 1. His career is ended, but now he wants to get revenge. So he enlists the help of one of his best friends, Gravedigger, to go out and pretty much they're going to try to rob or heist, if you will, the biggest show of the year, Fights Giving. So this book, this issue is really starting the ball forward of the planning of how the heist is going to be pulled off. And we're adding new characters, including Ocho Bola and his son El Hijo del Ocho Bola to the mix. You're going to want to check that out, and it leaves on a great cliffhanger. This book is a lot of fun. Once again, fun, entertaining. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think you're going to enjoy this one. So check it out when you hit the shops this week. Well, just like Wrestle Heist and all these other ones I mentioned before, you will be able to see the full reviews of them on fanlightzone.com at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And the ones that are getting video reviews, you will see them starting at 9:30 a.m. across the social medias for Fanlight Zone. And of course, not only can you find the written reviews at fanlightzone.com, look at that, easy for me to say, you can also find the links to those social medias. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications so you know whenever we go live or whenever a new video drops, and hit that like button to help us conquer the algorithm right here on the Fanlight Zone YouTube channel. Well, another great week of comic books is upon us. Another great show is here. I hope you enjoyed. Leave in the comments what we missed, what you would like me to read, what you would like me to test out, because I want to hear from you. And like I said, remember, let's keep it all cordial and good love, because let's be honest, we all love comic books, and you never know when you're going to find the next one. So now that you know our pull list, let us know your pull list. And when we all hit the local comic shops this week, we will be grabbing up issue after issue to make sure that we get there. So for myself, Rich, and the rest of the fanlightzone.com team, let me be the first to wish you a happy new comic book day. And until next week, hit those shops, support those local shops. And if you see somebody there that you want to read, if you see somebody in the shop or you see somebody in the comments looking for a book, give them a recommendation of your own. Until then, see you later, comic fans.